Hello everyone, Scuffed Roboticist here with episode 3 of the Catastrophe series. Now this episode will be different from the previous two since this will double as one of my event recaps for Kerbal Season 5, but also because Catastrophe is not the main focus of the video. That would be Cataclysm, a potential upgrade for Catastrophe. I intended for Cataclysm to serve as a testing platform for Catastrophe, very much like Silent X and Silent Spring. While I was building Catastrophe, I ran into a few dilemmas on design choices. For the battery, I couldn't decide if I wanted it to be built-in or removable. For the drive system, I didn't know if I wanted it to be invertible or closed off. And finally, for the weapon upgrades, I went between just using a single frame or two frames braced together. I know these sound really simple, but those design choices end up affecting a lot of the other parts of the robot. I ended up doing a removable battery, a closed-off drive system, and a single-piece weapon upright to make the boss simpler and more serviceable. After losing the finals at Kerbal Season 3, I decided to make another version of Catastrophe with the opposite of what I picked to test if they could have possibly worked better against Impact. This version of Catastrophe would be more like Bite Force than Endgame, which was the original inspiration for Catastrophe. The new shape would give it a longer wheelbase, making it more stable and making turning more controllable while making the robot invertible, which could save me if I got stuck in certain positions. On June 21st, I began construction on Cataclysm V2, which was a placeholder name for the bot that might end up becoming Catastrophe V3. This started off as a four-wheel drive chassis with a giant disc slapped to the top. I wanted to see if being more destructive would increase my chances of winning fights against dual motor bots, so I prioritized offense over extra durability for this robot. I also tried out a new four-wheel drive system using bevel gears and perpendicular axles to save space in the drive pods for more bracings. At first, everything worked great until Cataclysm got in its first test fight. For some reason, the disc couldn't stay spinning for more than 30 seconds, while other robots with even heavier discs, like Rupture, had no issue with having their weapons spinning the entire match. The issue ended up being in the drive system, which was sucking up a lot of current from the battery because of the amount of stress the perpendicular axles were on. I eventually found out that the two front wheels weren't even helping out with going forward or pushing. They only worked when I drove in reverse or turned in place. Unfortunately, those issues were not discovered in time, and I decided to ditch the big weapon for now and go for a more jack-of-all-trades feel, similar to what Catastrophe had. I redesigned most of the core and added a brand new self-rider onto the back of the robot. I also redesigned the entire drive system to use a line of 5 spur gears instead of the old drive system. Without the perpendicular axles, this new drive system was a lot lighter, smaller, and more durable, while also not putting as much stress on the drive motors, which was the entire point of the redesign. While designing the robot, I intended for it to be compatible with Catastrophe's weapons and front attachments, so I threw those on and ended up with this very solid looking bot. I will admit that the weapon motor mount is not the prettiest, but it works well enough for what I'm doing. After some combat testing, it was ready to compete at the next event, which would have been Texas Brickball Season 5, until Texas got hit by a hurricane and that event got cancelled. The next event after TBB Season 5 ended up being Kerbal Season 5, which would be a perfect test for this new robot. After preparing some configurations, Cataclysm was ready to go. For the next part of this video, I'm going to go ahead and play through the highlights for Cataclysm's fights at Kerbal. Then I'll go over what happened in each of them and talk about potential solutions to the issues.
One side of my drive locked up. What? No! I'm trying
Yeah. Just not let it go. No bursting. Doing pretty good.
Oh no, that's the weapon! I'm stuck on him. I'm stuck on him. He's stuck outside the arena. I'm stuck on him.
Stuck outside the arena?
Cataclysm ended up going 3-2 with 3 knockouts. The drive system and weapon worked perfectly, and the Self Rider was even better than Catastrophe's. Unfortunately, the cosmetics I had on the top of the bot got sucked into the drive system in the Bruin fight, which is why one side of my drive kept cutting out. As for the weapon randomly dying, I have no idea because after the fight it started working again in the test box. In the fight against Control Movement, I ripped off the wheel on the bottom of his bot, which was the only way he could move, by the way, and proceeded to immediately get stuck on it, on that one tiny piece in the arena. My luck is amazing, I know. And it gets better. In the Black Ops match, I was absolutely dominating until my brand new weapon axle decided to snap after one weapon to weapon hit. And then after that, I throw him out of the arena and proceeded to get immediately stuck on top of his cosmetics, which cost me the fight. TLDR, I got scammed by cosmetics. After the event, I redesigned the weapon motor mount to make it look nicer, but other than that, there wasn't much to change. The robot worked perfectly when it didn't get scammed by getting stuck on parts. Overall, Cataclysm had a pretty disappointing performance, but fortunately, Catastrophe did a lot better and avenged it.
Okay, here they go, here they go.
Battery, 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 battery!
I'm currently unsure of what Cataclysm's future will be, but I will be salvaging electronics from it for other projects. The issue I'm having is I can't really change anything on the bot because those little design choices I talked about earlier are preventing me from doing much. The most annoying one being the two-piece weapon uprights, which are taking up a ton of space, and they're forcing the gears in the weapon system to be pushed out like this, which is not optimal. That's all I have for this episode, so thank you for watching and thank you for all of the support recently. We're almost at 900 subscribers, and I'll be making either the 4th episode of the Catastrophe series or a Best of Catastrophe Hits compilation for the 900 sub special. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.